Testing 1, 2, 3 on the OG channel. Can you hear me? This is Big Jim coming in from the OG Cafe, and I just want to say, yes, we are live at the OG Cafe. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got Blair, the Bomber Geraghty. Yes. How are you, brother?
Good, bro. Good.
Bro, really good energy about you at the moment, man. Yep. The fight's been announced. It's a huge fight for you, bro.
Yeah.
Just tell us what you're going for. I want to just jump into that because that's exciting.
We're fighting for the Australian title, so 10 rounds for the super lightweight Australian title. It's going to be in Sydney at the Wynn Entertainment Centre, Wollongong. Tim Tszyu's headlining. It's going to be a massive night. A few thousand people going to be there.
Few thousand.
Yeah, I think
is it a big stadium?
Big stadium, yeah.
Right, it's gonna be several thousand, right?
Yeah, I think it holds about 8,000 people.
Yeah.
So
it's quite a lot of people.
Yeah, it's quite a lot. Yeah, it'll be big.
That's
it'll
awesome,
be big.
man.
Be good night. Amazing.
And bro, that's firstly, congratulations. Yep. That's obviously another step up for you. Yeah. Australian title. I mean, that really is like a statement of you're the best in Australia.
Yep.
And that's going to be amazing when you claim that belt.
Yeah.
But of course, that's not going to come easy, right?
No.
You've come out here back into camp since you came back from Christmas.
Yep.
How's that been going for you?
Good. Last year, I made my debut on No Limit, the Nikita Tszyu card. And since then, I've went 5-0 with 5 KOs. The end of last year was a big...
Right, it was a mad year.
Yeah. I think I had about 5 fights in 4 months. So I made weight 5 times in under 5 months.
Yeah.
Fought...
you debuted on Nikita Tszyu's undercard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty fucking big debut, right?
Yeah. It was a big debut. Made a statement, finished the guy.
Awesome.
Now we're... fighting for the Australian title on Tim Tszyu's.
On Tim's card, mate.
Yeah,
that's
so,
sick,
right? In probably 6 months or so, it went from, an amateur.
Mate, at this rate, in 6 more months, you'll be fighting in Vegas, bro.
Well, you know what?
I'm coming.
You never know. I was just talking to John Boy this morning about it, and he was saying, after we get this belt, there's some big opportunities that could arise from it.
Yeah, mate, for sure.
So we'll focus on this belt and winning this belt, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, anything's possible. And
that is the exciting thing with boxing at the moment, right? Being a young guy coming up in boxing right now is fucking exciting.
Yeah,
because a lot's happening, promotions. Zuffa boxing, Dana White, even Eddie Hearn. There's a lot happening in boxing at the moment.
Yeah. Well, I think it's good for young athletes like me to see, that we've got a pathway, and we can, if we're good enough, and if we, work hard enough, we can make a career out of it. And I think, mentally that gives us a bit of clarity.
I think it's not by magic though, because boxing, Olympic sport, it's been around since the day of age, right?
Yeah.
It really is. Like in England, we have the ABA, the amateurs, and we have that kind of route, and that's why there is that these pathways, right? Which is awesome.
Yeah.
Because now these pathways have already established, but now they're getting the likes of Zuffa, the big money coming in, and it's already got a system for it to flow into.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas MMA, I think, is completely like a blank piece of paper.
Yeah, well, it's a new sport in that sense. Boxing's been around for, forever now. So, worldwide, it's probably one of the most known combat sports. But
not many athletes would go 5-0 in 1 year in boxing as they turn professional. It's quite a wild experience there, Blair. How was that for you?
Yeah, I was. I had my first amateur fight at 12 in Tasmania in Australia. I was too young to fight in my own state of New South Wales, so I had my first bout in Tassie.
So you had to fly to Tasmania to fight?
Yeah, I had to fly to Tasmania to fight. I had my first amateur at 12. And then from there, I was juggling 2 sports. I was doing Muay Thai and boxing for quite a while. Really up until I got the chance to fight on the Nikita Tszyu undercard for my debut. But yeah, like it was one of them things. Once I did the debut and, you know, all went good, I sort of just, you know, wanted to chase the boxing and put all my eggs in one basket and
But
go all in.
I mean, no, I don't think any athlete, when they turn pro, thinks they're going to go 5-0 1 year, though.
Yeah, well, I didn't either. But,
how was that? Was that just like complete, like, looking back now, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, you made weight 5 times. Like, not many people even go through that, bro.
Nah, well, yeah, it's funny. Like making weight's probably one of the hardest things.
Yeah.
And obviously this camp, I've had a lot more time to, you know, for everything, you know, for sparring. So timing wise, and you know, last year, you know, making 63.5 kilos 5 times in less than 5 months. You know what I mean? It's
hard work.
That's a hard job
Whilst
in
training.
itself. Whilst training and then fighting, you know, it's hard work. So yeah, you know, now we're here and
But those 5 fights, right? Like, you know, that accumulated to like the kind of the Christmas special, as it was.
Yep.
You had 2 green WBC belts around you, mate. So firstly, congratulations.
Thank you.
Tell us about that night and how it felt. And
you know, we'd been once I got my debut out the way, I was sat down, I was talking to Johnny, and we were talking about what's next. And first it was to sort of, you know, get some more experience under my belt and be eligible to fight for them green belts. And then once we done that, you know, our eyes were always set on them 2 belts. I said in my debut, but I said I'm chasing that Australian title. So, yeah, chase them green belts up. And that night, it was special, you know, like it was my first 2 straps or first strap as a professional in boxing. And I mean, WBC, you can't really beat that. You know, they're probably one of the biggest, well, they are one of the biggest sanctioning bodies for boxing in the world. So it was a special night to be there with my dad, my coach Johnny, Joey from Grafters, to have a team there and, you know what I mean, be supported. It was a tough fight. The kid was tough. You know, he had a hard head. I broke my hand on his head. And I was just off jabs, you know. So yeah, it was good. It was a good test for me. Looking back at it, yeah, I definitely think that, you know, we could have took more time and we could have did things differently. You know, we probably didn't have to go as fast as what we did, but I mean, we're just hungry, you know, when you're all in. I mean,
and that's all experience for you as well, right?
Yeah. Now we got, you know, this camp, we had a bit longer so we could space things out and there was no need to rush. So, yeah,
and
all learning.
And all of that, like that mad year you had, resulting in the 2 WBC green belts, has literally propelled you to, like you said in your debut, or even a year ago, that you wanted to be the Australian champion. Yeah. And this is giving you that opportunity, right?
Well, that's it. You know, if I wasn't to put all that work in last year, in them last 6 months of 2025, I probably wouldn't have the opportunity right now to fight for them, that Australian title. But now I'm here, and we've done that work, and we executed. Awesome, we won.
I think it's a really cool thing for like even other fighters to kind of like acknowledge that, like, you know, you were doing those 5 fights. You weren't expecting to get the shot for the Australian title. You were just seeing what's next, trying to be active as much as you could. Yeah. And then it came, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of people would sit back and wait for this Australian title thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's
and try and take a strategic one fight here, one fight there, just to be like, get there, you know, with less fights or less damage, I guess.
Yeah.
Less risk, call it that.
Yeah. Well, I think for me, you know, we knew that to get what you want, you got to take action, and you know what I mean. Dana White says everything's there for the taking, so you just got to go out there and, you know, take what's yours. And if you believe that you deserve it and you put in the work and you train hard enough, then it can all be, you know, done.
Yeah, man.
So
when's the fight?
So the fight's on the 5th of April, Easter Sunday.
Easter Sunday.
Yeah, Easter Sunday. So
That's awesome,
Yeah.
man. That's going to be a great Easter Sunday for you.
Yeah.
Big stadium, 8,000 people. Blair the Bomber walking in there to get the Australian title.
Yep.
How do you see that fight going?
Listen, my opponent, he's experienced. He's 9-0. He's undefeated. Both two young Aussie prospects are going up for the belt. I think it'll be my night. I believe that I've got everything that it takes to win that belt and come out victorious. I know that he's prepared well, but so have I. I'm not too interested in, or I haven't, looked at what he's doing. I don't really care. I believe that what I'm doing is the right thing, and I've put in what I needed to,
Yeah.
walk out of there hand raised with that belt. So, yeah, I think however the fight goes, or wherever he wants to take it, we're well prepared. You know what I mean?
Awesome, man. I mean,
yeah.
You sound like someone's that's checked the boxes. You
What's
sound
that?
like someone that's checked the boxes.
Yeah, like I said, we've had
You're
more
well
time.
prepared.
We're well prepared. We've had, last year 5 fights in under 5 months. This year we've, had a 2-month in camp.
Awesome.
So for one fight, so we're ticking along just fine.
And you've been doing your camp at Tiger Muay Thai with John Boy Hutchinson.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit, I don't give away too much, obviously, close to the fight, but about, the working with John Boy. You've obviously
Yep.
worked with him throughout your professional career.
Yep.
How's that been, and how's it also evolved?
Listen, I started coming to Tiger when I was in Thailand when I was a kid. I would have been, 10, 11, 12 when I first started coming. I was a young kid. I was fighting Muay Thai, but I was fighting boxing too. And Johnny was the first boxing coach that I trained at. Trained with that Tiger. And since then, we've just, sort of built a relationship and a bond. But for me, John Boy, the reason I like training with John Boy is because I think he's taught me a lot about, as fighters, we want to go in there and we want to train hard all the time, and you know what I mean, we want to kill ourselves, and 3 times a day. And he taught me to be smart, and in saying that, when the time comes to push, he knows, when to push and when to pull you back, which is important. And it's taught me a lot about just training and,
It's awesome to have somebody that's like also been there in the
he's
ring.
been there and done it. Not only has he himself been there and done it, he's also coached a lot of high-level fighters and he's won, won championship world titles. He's done camps with Tim Tszyu,
UFC
Nikita
world
Tszyu,
titles.
UFC world titles, Peter Yan.
bro.
So when it comes to, experience, you can't really, it's hard to top that, and I'm, very grateful to have someone like that in my corner, mentoring me. He's just a good person in general.
Top bloke, I'll
yeah,
tell
he's
you, mate.
he's an awesome guy, so I think just the way he trains me, a lot of just working on the finer details, because when I when I transitioned, and I was very raw, so he slowed me down a lot, and I've been able to sort of mimic his style, or the style he wants me to, fight with. So yeah, awesome experience, and the sky's the limit with him, I think.
Awesome, man. And one thing that a lot of fighters, especially in Australia, probably wouldn't be doing is coming to Thailand, basically living here since you were 10 years old.
Yep.
Like, what do you think is like, just to tell the people about like that experience that you have, like living here day in, day out, like,
Yep.
because it is quite a different experience to most people, right, that are trying to become a professional boxer in Australia.
Yeah. Like, I think for me, I'd been coming here on and off. I'll do maybe a few weeks here for a fight, or know what I mean. Last year was my first year where I sort of went, it's time to start coming over a bit, more long term. And say like 3 months at a time, or you know, for longer stints. But for me, this place is good. It just, I'm around the right people. You know, you are who you hang around.
Yeah, man.
And
100%.
I'm around good people here, and I've got, you know, there's probably, you know, if you wanted to go out and be distracted, you could. But for me, it doesn't cross my mind.
Yeah.
And I think being over here, I mean, Fight Street or Fitness Street, people call it. Yeah, it's hard to go. It's hard to go wrong.
It's easy to lock in.
It's easy to lock in. All you got to do is turn up for training. You know, they've got everything for the food. You know, so diet, training, everything's easily accessible. You know, I don't leave this street half the time. Besides a weekend, maybe go to the beach. I don't leave the street. So
Man.
yeah,
Great place to live.
it's a good place.
Really good place. Blair, you're 5-0 and you're 19 years old.
Yep.
Like, to anybody like that's even just a fan, it means like this athlete's done a lot in a short period of time. He's had great success, and he's got a long way to go.
Yep.
You know, like you've got a whole career ahead of you, bro.
Yeah.
And you've come to Australian title at 19, bro.
Yep.
Which is very exciting.
Yep.
But also, you know, do you think there's a lot of like, what's the word? Like, how do you feel about like what's ahead, if you know what I mean? Is it Vegas walking out there for the world title? Is that the dream?
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, I want to go as far as possible. Also, in saying that, to enjoy the journey and the process. You know, like, I mean, it's hard being a fighter because we're always chasing more.
Yeah.
You know, I won them 2 belts. Before I wanted them 2 WBC belts. Now it's on to the next.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I get this Australian title, I'm going to be thinking about the next thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you got to just make sure that as much as being successful and, you know, making money and chasing the limelight, you've also got to just learn to enjoy the journey and have faith. You know, that whatever happens, you know, it happens. And as long as you do your best and try your hardest, it'll all work out. And
For sure,
you know,
man.
But, yeah, for me, undisputed, you know, unifications and, you know, winning all them world titles is a dream. You know, also, too, not only thinking about myself, but I want to be able to put myself in a position where I can provide for the people I care about, you know, and give back. So, I mean, for me, that's always been in my mind, you know, is to give back to the people I love. And, you know, if I can make millions of dollars and be able to support my family and support my friends and, you know, and provide a good life for people, then that's actually the dream, to be honest with you. You know, I want everyone to rise with me. So, yeah.
A rising tide lifts all ships, they say.
What's that?
A rising tide lifts all ships.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Blair the Bomber started as the world champion. Everyone, your family, your people are going with you, but no one goes on their own, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and maybe I can inspire other people, you know.
Yeah, man.
You know, down
and
the
I'm
line.
sure you are already, bro.
Down the line, there might be a mini Bomber, so there probably will be, you know. So hopefully, you know, when I'm older,
Sure.
have a family or something, you know, at least my kids have something to look up to.
Like, what would you say, bro? You said you would love to inspire people, bro. But like I said to you, bro, you know, you actually inspire people now, bro. I'm pretty sure, like, of your age, there's a lot of people at 19, and me at 19, like, you know, I was definitely not as locked in as you are, you know. The majority of people at 19 are trying to find out what the world's all about. Alcohol, nightclubs, drugs, enjoying things. And there's nothing wrong with it at 19, I don't think, to go out there and try things. But obviously, like, if you've got a mission like yourself, you got to stay away from it all. But like, and at the end of the day, all of that stuff is pointless. Really. There's just, some people say it's part of growing up, but it really doesn't need to be.
No, it doesn't at all. You know, I think in the society we live in today, a lot of things are normalised that probably shouldn't be normalised. You know what I mean? But, I mean, you always live and learn, you know? So sometimes you got to make mistakes to
Yeah.
learn from them and to grow from them. So, I mean, life's just one big test.
Yeah.
And I think an important thing about it is being able to recognise where you went wrong and, you know, self-evaluate and go, how can I do better? So,
But just a question, right? Like, for example,
Yeah.
like the people that you went to school with
Yeah.
at your year group, right?
Yeah.
When they knew Blair the Bomber at 13,
Yeah.
at school, obviously, you weren't a studious guy, I'm assuming.
what do you mean? Like,
Isn't like, were you good at books and like, were you
nah,
like,
I was never. I find it hard to.
were you one of the naughty kids?
I don't know whether I'd say that. I don't know. My teachers would probably say he was, you know, in my reports and that, you know, easily distracted or whatever. I just was full of energy and, you know, I was one of them kids that, yeah, I did. To be honest with you, I didn't like sitting in a classroom and learning about something that I had no interest in. For me, it's funny you say that, being 13, 14, you know, going to school. Because when I was 13, 14, going to school, I was on this same mission I am now. You know, it's funny because you go to high school or whatever, people laugh at you or, you know. Now
you still wanted to be a fighter?
I started at 5, you know. So at 13,
you're
14,
well into it.
I was well into it, and people were like, and I was small too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a big person, you know. And when I was a kid, I was like, obviously I've grown up a bit, but when I was a kid, I was small, you know. I was probably 13, 14, I was probably 50 something kilos, you know, and I'm a fighter, you know. People would look at me and laugh, but, you know, they're not laughing now, are they? You know, they're going, this kid's done everything he said he was going to do. So, yeah.
Amazing, bro. I mean, I think a lot of those people, you know, that wouldn't have known you back then, including your teachers, would be quite surprised to see like the dedication, the discipline that like you obviously have to do right now, that you're portraying to become a professional athlete.
Yeah.
Because I guess they didn't see that in the classroom.
Well, they probably didn't see it in the classroom. No, I had a lot of teachers that told me that, you know, I don't know whether they said it was unrealistic but, you know, I always said I wanted to be this, you know, fighter, full-time fighter.
All right,
and that was my job. And, you know, they probably looked at me, I heard this a million times, you know, every kid wants to be a boxer or a rugby league player or, you know, a professional athlete, and it doesn't happen. But, I mean, I think something that helped me, especially growing up, was the fact that my parents supported it and pushed it. You know, when I said these things, it wasn't like, nah, be realistic. It was chase your dreams.
They gave you belief. Your dad take you here, bro.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They took me here, you know. So for me, it was always, they were always telling me, chase your goals. You know, you can always go and get a normal job, and you can always go back to your hometown. And that's why I think I see a lot of people, not see a lot of people, but sometimes people go, oh, why do you go to Thailand, you know? And I could probably get away with, you know, personally I believe that it's better for me over here and I'd get more out of being over here. But I could probably get away with doing the same thing at home. But for me, I mean, home's always going to be there. Know what I mean? And
you got that living experience
exactly.
too, bro.
At least I can walk away from this going, I'd done that, you know, and that was my life for these couple of years. I mean, 19 now, from 18 to about 22, everyone's sort of fluffing around anyway, trying to figure out what they want to do or going out partying. So it's really, the way I look at it is I'm just gaining, you know, experience and knowledge.
For sure, bro.
Yeah.
Massively. What would you say, like, to any other 19-year-old kid that wants to come out here? Like, obviously, it's quite difficult. It does cost money.
Yep.
You're not going to just turn up and get sponsored. Like you're a sponsored athlete, right? Like,
Yep.
Yeah, but there are pathways to do it as well. So it's not impossible.
Yep.
What would you advise to those guys that have just got the dream, right? Like,
yeah. Well, I think you know, people are just work hard. I mean, I started coming out here when I was, like I said, young, right? And I was training at Tiger Muay Thai took me a few years to get sponsored. You know, like I had to fight for them and had to prove that I was, you know, worthy of representing the gym. And so you just gotta understand that, you know, as much as dreams come true, you got to then put in the effort and work for them. And I mean, people have said to me, "Oh, you're so lucky, you know, you get to live that life," but they don't see how much money you put into things. You know what I mean? They don't see the sacrifices. I mean, I'm 19. I've got a family, like my mum, my dad, my brother. You know, while I've been over here, my dog, you know, passed away. So there is a lot of sacrifices that people don't, you know, look at, or they just see that, oh yeah, he's living such a great life, which I am. But there's things that you got to sacrifice in order to, you know, make them dreams come true.
For sure, man.
So,
especially like when there is like, you know, tragedy, like a family pet dies.
Yeah.
And you're not there.
Yeah.
That's when you realise, like.
Yeah. Well, I thought,
Yeah.
you know, we knew that it was coming, but it was just sad because, you know, I'd just left the country and, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I see you're a man of God.
Yeah.
Rocking the rosary, bro.
Yeah.
Good on you, bro.
Yeah.
How do you kind of feel you can use like your faith in becoming a professional athlete?
Not only a professional athlete, but better person.
Yeah.
You know,
Still
but
over.
I mean, I think faith's important. You know, belief, self-belief, and believing that no matter what happens, it's all going to be all right.
Yeah.
You know, it's a big thing. And just some morality side of things, trying to be a better person, you know, self-evaluating, prayer. I mean, it makes you feel good about yourself, and if you can help others while doing that, then, you know, great. But not only help others, help yourself, and, you know, help yourself become a better person. So I think, especially this camp's helped me a lot.
Yeah.
You know, because there's a lot on the line going into this fight, you know.
For sure.
You know, boxing records and this, that and the other. It's a risk. And early in my career, you know, some people would say it's a risky fight. But I think just having that faith and that belief and that believing that, you know, everything's going to be all right. No matter what the outcome is, you know, there's always going to be something that comes from it. It's important, and it's definitely helped me throughout training and just, you know, myself, my emotions and that. You know, I feel a lot more confident and feel better about myself.
I just find it amazing where you do look at like the people at the top of the sport, Fury, Usyk. They're all like doing the sign of the cross before they fight.
Yep.
They're all men of religion. Conor McGregor, even like, you know, Khabib. Doesn't matter what religion, bro. Like, a lot of people at the top of the game are religious people.
Yeah.
And it makes me question, like, are they using religion to become like even super powerful? You know, like in the ring, or like,
I think when you believe that God's looking out for you and He's looking over you, it helps a lot. You know, when you walk into a room, you know, there's certain situations or something happens, but, you know, having that faith that you know, everything's going to be all right, and that God's looking out for you, it definitely gives you a bit of you know, it gives you more confidence.
I like what you said there when I said, you know, how does it help you perform as an athlete? And you're like, nah, as a whole person, bro.
Yeah.
You know, like, and that also means that, for example, Fury and Usyk are using religion on a daily basis. You know, they're using their faith.
Yeah.
That, like, I guess, like, keeps them away from any negative on a daily basis that would harm their professional career as well.
100%. I think not only that, but, you know, from a results-based, if you look at winning or losing, I mean, a lot of people, you know, get this success and they get over their head, or they start becoming arrogant and cocky and thinking they're too important. Or so religion's also good at keeping people grounded.
Yeah,
you know, and keeping someone humble. And, you know, if you believe in God and you believe in, you know, that, then it can help you, you know, stay grounded and not get too ahead of yourself or think you're better than everyone else, because you got these morals. And same for if you say were to take a loss. You know, it helps you also take a loss better, You know, because if
Not
you
fall too far down, mate.
well, exactly, because some people, you know, it can lose and it can ruin them.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
like I've lost fights before, like as an amateur and stuff, and it can play with you, you know,
for sure.
your head, and it can really derail you. But if you're able to take a loss on the chin, and if you're able to, you know, take something away from it and to have faith that even though you lost, you know, there's always something else out there, and you know.
I think like I can only really speak for Christianity, but also religion as a whole. It's a good framework for people to like use as a tool in their lives.
Yeah.
You know, like to better themselves.
Yeah,
right? Like,
100%,
that's what it's
yeah.
designed for
Yeah.
originally, right?
Yep.
You'd hope so. Obviously, there's a lot of mad cunts like
Yeah.
that take things too far in all of them.
Yep.
But the real like genuine people that like follow good religion, they're using it to improve their lives and, you know, I guess find their purpose and find peace, and, you know, all of that only emits positive energy.
Yep.
Nah, I wishing you all the best, and I know you're going to be in that ring, not on your own. You're
Yeah.
going to be guided by something, someone,
Yeah.
the higher power, bro.
That's
I'm a
it.
big believer in the higher power.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, what's your plans for after the fight?
Well, I'm gonna come back to Thailand.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
straight
yeah.
back in there.
Yeah, back on the horse. So, obviously, like I was saying, you know, you can get carried away after a win, or you know, think that the job's done, and you know, I could walk out of that arena on Easter Sunday 6-0, 6 KOs, Australian champion at 19. But the reality is that's just a start. You know, and for me to get to where I want to go, like I said before, you know, you chase one thing, and once it's done, there's another thing to get. This is just a stepping stone. So if I want to get to where I'm hoping to go, then I need to stay disciplined and stay focused. So coming back here for me, that's what it's going to help me do. And I think this fight set me up it's put me in a good position to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Awesome, man.
come back here. Obviously, I'll probably enjoy my food for a bit.
There'll be some burgers here at OG
there'll
Cafe
be
for you, bro.
crispy Kimuras getting
Crispy Kimura
smashed.
chicken burgers.
I'm gonna smash a chicken burger or 20, but
Yeah, mate. Sales have gone down massively since you've been in camp.
yeah. Nah, but yeah, I enjoy it over here. I like the community. It's, you know, it's very motivating.
Yeah. For sure, bro. You seem like you've checked all of your boxes. That you seem like a man that's ready for this, bro.
Yeah,
we're
feel
very
confident.
excited for you.
Yep.
But like, you know, strip all of that away, right? The mental preparedness, all of it. Like, at the end of the day, it's a fight, bro.
Yeah.
Two men getting in there.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I don't want to give away any of your game plan, but like, what shot does the Blair the Bomber have in the tank? Do you reckon?
Listen, I can hit from any angle. You know, any one of my punches is gonna do damage. Well, could be anything.
Too many options on that.
you
Too
know,
many bombs.
Could be anything. So yeah, just
You got a few lovely knockouts. Well, you've got 5 knockouts, right, on the way up.
Yeah.
So have they all been different shots, or have they all been like?
My last one was a lead uppercut. I think. They've all been different, but.
Then this
all
guy's got you in
bombs.
for a treat, mate. Then.
Yeah. Oh, like you know, like I said, any angle.
The power's gonna be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't watch you train all the time, but I haven't seen you and John Boy train before. Like, the physics you guys put behind like your movements and your like, you know, your transfer of weight. How I've seen like, I've seen you hit, bro. It's like a fucking train, you know.
Yeah.
And I guess if you do it completely to the right technique and you throw your body way, it will sound like a train, like which is wild from like someone that's 60 kilos, 65 kilos. You know?
Yeah.
How it can like, how you can really like use that power.
Mm.
Right.
Yeah. Well, repetition, hard work and
Yeah.
staying disciplined, definitely helps. So,
Awesome, bro.
yeah.
Any like pre-fight little rituals that you do?
To be honest, no.
Nah.
Besides, I'll pray, obviously, like I'll pray. But no pre-fight rituals. I'll just smash a lot of food. But after weighing, I'll just be. I won't be eating anything greasy, but I'll be definitely, eating what I can. And
Do you have like a nutritionist and stuff?
yeah, I've got a nutritionist, Finn Kenny. Shout out to Finn Kenny,
Awesome.
and also Jay Paddo's been helping with my nutrition too, and just making sure that my SNC
Awesome,
and my
man.
strength and
Jay's
conditioning,
great down at Tiger.
is on track. But yeah, that's really.
Really good, man.
And
tell us just a little bit about some of your other sponsors that have helped you on this camp as well.
Yeah,
back in
so-
Australia.
Yeah, I've got a lot of sponsors. I've got a lot of long-time sponsors.
What kind of companies are they?
So we've got law firms. We've got big semi-trailer trucking companies.
Nice. What's their names?
There's too many to name off the top of my
Yeah.
head. I'd have to have a look, but.
Stacked out with the sponsors.
Yeah. No, had some crazy support with this
Amazing,
fight,
man.
which is awesome because it's
Oh,
really.
it's the national title, bro.
Yeah, it's the Australian title. But to be honest with you, it's what makes all this possible. Without my sponsors, it wouldn't be possible.
Yeah.
We're not made of money. So the fact that you've got so many people and
corporations, like businesses, which is cool. But I think it's really cool. Like, for example, you said you got a law firm, bro.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many. I don't know who it is, but there must be so many people sitting at a desk in a law firm that now feels they're part of the Australian national title fight.
Yeah.
And they are. The
Yeah, well, they
logo's
are,
there.
yeah.
They're with you.
100%. Yeah,
I just
yeah.
think that's really cool.
Yeah,
Like, if my
yeah.
company done that, I'd be sick.
Yeah,
And like,
yeah.
when you win it, go to the law firm with your belt and be like,
Yeah.
yo,
Yep.
free law for life.
a lot of these people I know
Oh, awesome,
personally,
man.
and
really
I've
cool.
known for a few years now. So, I mean, they've actually, there's a few that have watched me grow up.
Really been part
since
of the
I was a
journey,
kid.
right?
So not
Awesome.
only have they watched me grow up, and they've watched my progress over the years. Now they're a part of it, and they get to help out and be a part of the team. So yeah, it's cool.
And also see their business on a fucking Tim Zoo undercard
That's
or
it.
in a fucking stadium, bro.
That's
8,000
it.
people.
Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah, no.
It's really cool, man. Like, it's awesome to see as well. Like, like you said, they seen that you when you were like this high. Growing up, you've grown together almost like, and I've done that with quite a lot of these athletes.
Yeah.
You see on the wall here, they're world champions now, bro.
Yeah,
Like, how cool is that? Like, Artem Belloc, world champion, he's LFA.
yeah,
That guy, like,
yeah,
stellar. She's
Yeah.
double world champion of one championship.
yeah.
We sponsored her in Rawai Boxing Stadium. bro.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah.
really cool documentary like we did
Yep.
with her at Rawai Boxing Stadium.
Yeah.
But, like, it's very cool to see the hard work working, right?
Yeah, hard work pays off. So
It does.
yeah,
So all the best, bro. I know you've literally ticked every box, bro. I've spoken to a lot of athletes, as you can see and know. Like,
yeah,
you've got you have that energy of conviction.
yeah.
And the energy of like, I've put in the work. I know what I'm.
Yeah,
And-
and I think that's why I am so confident coming into this fight, because I
Yeah.
know that I've done everything I can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've trained hard. I haven't, I'm not cutting 8 kilos or 10 kilos on the week of fight week.
Yeah.
I'm not killing myself with weight. I'm doing it correctly. I'm doing it smart. I've got a nutritionist. The training, we've had we've put a program. We've done what we needed to do. Everything's ticking along fine. So I think that's what's also helping me, giving me confidence.
Sure,
the fact
bro.
that.
Well, it's not your first rodeo now.
Well, it's not my first rodeo, no, and we've had plenty of time to,
Yeah.
I've had a lot of experience over the years in Muay Thai and boxing, so I've had some wars You
Awesome,
and I've
brother.
been able to learn. So everything I've been doing leads to this opportunity.
Leads to this.
Yeah.
Blair, the Bomber Geraghty, Australian champion. Let's go.
Let's go.
Say, brother.
Beautiful.
Great stream. That was 40 minutes.
Was it?
Yeah.
That didn't feel like 40 minutes.